Tuesday. It was an absolutely beautiful Tuesday. I can't complain at all. With the exception that me and sunlight don't go well together, and we just spent the whole day like that. What are we going to look at today? Looking at a little something that is part of the monthly care package from Tardisius. State Pen Porter, 6.4%, and this is another one from Santa Fe Brewing out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Go figure. Other than that, I can't tell you anything about it. I do like porters, so let's hope I like this one. You know, Tardisius, I have a care package for you. Found something that I absolutely, unless of course you already have one, guarantee that you'll like. I've just had a problem finding a box because it's like the little bears. This one was too small and this one is too big, and I'm gonna probably have to just go down to the packing center to find one that's just right. Just when you think that libtards can't progress any farther, comes news from Britain. JD, if you're still watching this, because someone that has as many problems as you actually cut drinking out. That's actually funny. So, just when I thought it couldn't get any more ridiculous, a lot of you guys already know that Britain, you know, they ban handguns because they're so fucking smart. Not really, because the smartest of them left to create us. Just saying. So they banned guns for a while, and you know that crime rate is dropped so much. You know, the libtards will be happy to tell you that the crime rate with guns is dropped. Well, no shit, Sherlock, but has the crime rate dropped? No, the crime rate hasn't dropped at all. As a matter of fact, the crime rate with knives is so high that they are now going to be banning knives. I'm just giving a minute for that to sink in. You're going to ban pointy things. Notice I'm not taking a book out of Steve Meal Team 66's, you know, and then like all the veins pop out of my forehead, and I'm just like, really? I'm sorry. If you are a libtard, I know, my daughter is helping me work on it, but sometimes it doesn't work at all. If you are a liberal, loser, piece of shit, douchebag, libtard, scum-sucking, freedom-stealing doucherama, let me fill you in. Evil is evil. And if the only thing left is a fucking Ziploc bag, somebody is going to kill somebody else with it. So don't take my freedoms away because you want to be huggy and squeezy and politically correct, which is another term, liberal term. Politically correct means everything that used to be fun is now illegal. Christine put a thing up on our Facebook the other day, and I just laughed because you go down the list. Did you ever ride in the back of a pickup truck? Because that's now illegal. Did you ever stay out? Did you ever leave in the morning and come back and racing home before the sun was down because you know you're going to get your ass whipped if you weren't home in time? I know, maybe if you were bad, did you get a fucking wooden spoon on your butt? But boy, you can't talk about that now, because if your child goes to school and says, "Mom spanked me," all of a sudden you are now in fear that you are going to lose your children. Guess what? I spanked my kids when they were bad, and I'm pretty happy with the way they turned out. Guess what? I got spanked with a spoon when I was bad. It probably happened unlike what Chuck would lead you to believe, I was a pretty fast learner. And it only took a couple of the wooden spoons on my ass before I didn't do that shit anymore. Or if the threat of the wooden spoon came out, that's all that it took. And how about this? Imagine if you're a new parent right now, and your child comes home and says, "Mom, my teacher pulled out I don't even know what the hell the thing is, a 2-foot yardstick, and whooped my ass with it today." The typical response by a libtard piece of shit douchebag loser, like Obama, would be, "Oh my God, I gotta find the phone, and I gotta call the school, and I gotta make sure that bitch or he or whatever teacher it is loses their job because they spanked my kid." Let's roll back in time to when we were kids, or everybody but Chuck. When I came home and said my teacher spanked me with a 2-foot wooden stick, she wanted to know what I did. And when I told her what I did, I got my fucking ass spanked again. Fucking liberals completely have destroyed this country. And if this slope that we're on isn't changed, like Christine always says, seems like, for the most part, society in the whole isn't smart enough, and we never seem to learn. We're just stuck in that loop. Boom, crash, we change our ways. Boom, crash, we change our ways. Sometimes you just want to shake your head and then have it blow up. So let's have a beer. Again, if you're offended, then your mother raised a pussy. We're going to look at this. Oh, sorry. HempSeedAddict would be disappointed if I didn't, point out that, hey, it looks like a crosshair. Can't use that one, because that was the one we were getting rid of some old vodka in. We use the flavor enhancing glass. This one actually is one of mine, because the ones I got from Matt have the yellow underneath there. And as I've already said, out of respect for Matt, because he'd show up and kick my ass if he knew that they weren't being used, he sent me 2 of them. One of them I use all the time, and the one of them is sitting right over there. Which, ironically, that will probably be the one that gets broken, because I had like shit fall from above and break shit. So it's a porter, so it's dark. It should be dark, a little bit darker than say a brown ale. A decent amount of head, but then again I tried to control my pour. Has a like a roasted malts, but not as much as, say, a stout would. Like a smell of a brown ale, because brown ale is just a derivative of a porter. Kind of maybe a really, really deep, like caramel, like a dark caramel. Hey, did I mention Obama sucks? So do liberals. In case I didn't, just wanted to make sure we were on the same page on that. Tickle, tickle. So, cheers, guys. What are we? Just so I know how far we were into the brew review before I actually poured it, drank it, or did anything with it. Almost a subtle milk stout quality. But we've got, you know, it's kind of like a, take, maybe you've never had a porter, but you've had an imperial stout or a stout. It's kind of like you took a lot like you took, like, say, and like diluted it down with a brown ale or something. So it kind of takes that really heavy intensity off and brings it down. So when you're picking out your beers, you know, always be aware of what they are and what they represent, because if, say, you get a porter and go, ooh, you know, it wasn't quite roasted malts enough, or it wasn't this enough, well, maybe you want to get like a stout, because that would be that in that direction. This would be more in this direction. .4% alcohol is very well hidden. Little chocolate. Normally you might get some coffee, maybe. Might be a, as my Irishman Jerry would say, it might have a wee bit of coffee in there, but you're more getting those roasted malts and maybe some dark chocolate in there. For a porter, it's not the best one I've ever had, and it definitely is not the worst. You know, this isn't bad at all. If I saw this one again, depending on what it was up against and what price range, for a porter, I would might get it again. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom, but today was supposed to be, well, not supposed to be, is the kind of the Father's Day get together. Christine and Sam, they're doing chicken and pineapple kebabs on the grill. Really good. Sam's boyfriend Corey is here. Sam's, well, officially, she would be Sam's friend, but Robbie is like my other daughter, you know, that if I came home and Sam was home, Robbie was home. And it's been about 2 years. And of course I had to give her shit about it. It was like, hey, who the hell invited you? And I was like, you know, it's been like since Sam graduated from high school, and you know, she just graduated with her ASE certifications as a mechanic, so it's been what, a couple years since I've seen you? And she's like, yeah, I know. So she's here. So do a little barbecue. The weather continues to hold. Actually be able to spend a little time outside. Right now it's a nice 79 degrees. And Tardisius, I've been good. Big fan of the porters, and there was 3 of these, and I'm like, I could just sneak one before the review. When I do that, of course, I let you guys know, but this particular one, I was good. There's still 2 more in there. And yes, Bobby, I did remember I only opened the door one time to pull this out, and the thing hasn't turned on. So So if you hear anything right now, it could be what, not Bobby, but it could be what you pointed out. It's either one of two things at this point in time. It's either fluorescent lights or it's the metal plate in my head. Normally everybody would have a good story like dived on a grenade to save a small child in Nam or something like that, but I actually slipped on a double-headed dildo and then hit my head on the corner of a real doll. Either, if you heard that, either somebody is arc welding over there or I'm about to lose another light. Okay. State Pen Porter. Sounds like water on a hot plate. By Santa Fe Brewing Company. Not bad. Very drinkable. Pretty smooth. I think it has all the right flavors in all the right places. The porters that I've had that I've liked a lot more were a little bit more bold, but on some things, a porter, to be honest, normally a porter isn't something that I would maybe buy a 6 or a 12 pack of and then drink them one after another. So I kind of like that bold intensity. So that's about the only thing I would give it any low points for. But overall, surprisingly, and this isn't anything against Tardisius. I mean, the fact that he was nice enough for a birthday present to throw me in a beer club, that's awesome. I mean, I keep saying this. You, Tardisius, always have a standing welcome in my home, let alone to come to the shoot. Now, when there's like 32 to 40 guys at the shoot, can they all sign the confidentiality clause to make sure that only your gloved hand is shown in a video? I know that's probably where things go, and I realize and I respect your privacy, but I don't want to get all full homo, but of all of the YouTube friends, Tardisius, you have, I think I had, like 15, 23 subscribers when me and you became friends, and as of this moment in time, I don't even know if you're real. Could be. He really likes Star Trek. Could be an alien disguised as a human, buying every fucking Zippo that exists so he can take them back to his planet and then burn that motherfucker to the ground. Where was I? Oh, he doesn't control what beers come. He was just nice enough to throw me in a beer club, and I don't know if beer clubs are just designed to get rid of the mediocre beers, but this one really wasn't really all that bad, and I recommend giving it a try for a porter. It's not a heavy hitter, but it's a good one. It's consistent, it's pretty smooth, and it's pretty tasty, and I give it an 8.5. And as a complete side note, because I've been wondering where the hell he's been, Wonder Birdman, you may have to drive down to Georgia and just maybe call Urban Armed or Miguel M. Guns at 29. I remember when he used to be really funny and put up a lot of really cool videos, and then he pulled like everything down. Dick. What should we look at tomorrow? Ooh, that one is so yummy. I know what I want to look at tomorrow. I've had them. This was a 6-pack, and I'm going to go back and, well, never mind. I know nothing about this one. Sierra Nevadas. Kids are having fun with the stereo. I showed them what button to press. This one you press at nighttime so you don't wake up daddy. And then this one you press the rest of the time and it turns the subwoofer on to the proper signal for the Sierra Nevada's Hop Hunter. I just really love the sound of that. I haven't been a huge fan of Sierra Nevadas. They've been like, well, to be honest, they've been like somewhere between a 8 and a 8.5 on the E scale brewery. But they have some shit that's pretty damn good. This one is brewed with farm distilled hop oil. Hey, HempSeedAddict, wouldn't it be better if it had hemp oil in it? That actually wasn't a bad beer. It is 6.2% by volume. It is 60 IBUs, and not to give it away, but if you're just looking at this and you see it and you like IPAs, go get it now and try it. And we'll talk about it in detail tomorrow. Okay, 576 days of douchebag, and we've got her who can hold a beer. That's a hell of a carry option, that's all I have to say. I'm not even sure that's legal in most states. Okay guys, if you're a liberal, I'm sorry that you exist. And we will see you tomorrow. Cheers, stay safe,